2050 탄소중립 선언으로 기후변화 대응과 지속가능 발전을 함께 이루기 위한 본격적인 도전에 나섰습니다.
I think the Korean government has set out some very aggressive I think in the next 5 years you'll see a significant change.
시청자 여러분 안녕하십니까? 이슈앤피플 장용수입니다. 오늘은 좀 특별한 손님을 모셨습니다. 지구가 다시 시원해질 수 없다는 기후위기 티핑포인트를 들어보셨나요? 일각에선 그 티핑포인트를 이미 지났다는 분석도 있는데요. 그렇기 때문에 에너지를 필요한 만큼만 효율적으로 쓰는 일이 매우 중요해졌습니다. 바로 이 자리에 에너지 관리 플랫폼 기업으로 멀리 미국에서 초청돼 오신 락빛 그룹 게리 마틴 회장님 모셨습니다. 안녕하십니까, 회장님. 먼저 먼 길 오신 거, 또 대한민국에 오신 거 환영드리고 또 특별히 저희 매일경제TV를 찾아주셔서 감사드립니다. 먼저 회사와 락빛 그룹과 우리 회장님 본인 소개 부탁드리겠습니다.
Very nice to be here. Thank you. So my name is Gary Martin. I'm a founder of a company called Energy Force and a co-founder of Lockbit. Lockbit is a software as a service platform that helps companies reduce their energy usage. And whereas Energy Force is a solutions company that brings renewable energy, energy storage all together in one platform with Lockbit. So we are here to promote, among other things, carbon neutrality, and that is what we're trying to do here is help businesses and help buildings reduce their energy usage and then look at their carbon offset. So reduce before they produce is our, and if you can't measure something, you can't manage it, and that's what we do through the platform. We measure and manage in real time.
네, 이번 한국 방문은 그간 국내에 없던 그 에너지 저장 장치 ESS를 통한 탄소 배출권 사업의 아시아 전초 기지를 마련하기 위한 것으로 알고 있는데요. 그 내용이 맞는지, 그리고 또 한국을 아시아 사업의 거점으로 선택한 배경은 무엇인지 말씀을 해주시겠어요?
So we've been working with Korean companies for the last 2 or 3 years, particularly on energy storage. So LG and Samsung, and I came to Korea in 2019 before COVID, and we did some presentations on the platform and how we could help better manage energy, and that went very well. So this is the first time we've been able to come back post-COVID. And so we're really picking up where we left off in 2019. So one of the things that we're very passionate about is if you're going to reduce your carbon offset, your carbon footprint, then the first challenge is to actually start reducing the amount of energy you use per capita in a building, in a home, in a country. If you can reduce that as well as offset your carbon footprint, then you have you're on the road to success. So what we've partnered with Eco Value Coin, because one of the biggest problems with carbon offsets, there is no stable value. It's a carbon credit is worth a certain amount in one country and much different in another country. So we need to normalize the value of the carbon credits and actually start trading them on a global basis. Because if we cannot trade, if a carbon credit created in India cannot be sold in the UK or Europe, then the system will not work. So through digital currency, we're aiming to tokenize carbon credits, and bring them into our platform so that we can help buildings obtain those carbon credits and then either sell them or purchase carbon credits that they need to offset their business.
네. 한국에 대해서는 당연히 뭐 많이 아실 것 같고요. 또 기업들하고 이렇게 그 협력을 이어오고 있기 때문에 더 한국 그 경제 상황에 대해서 더 많이 아실 것 같은데, 다시 또 그 관련 질문을 드리면, 그 기후 변화에 따른 탄소 배출권 시장에는 어떤 사업 분야가 있고, 또 락빗이 운영하는 탄소 배출권 사업 어떤 내용인지 말씀해 주시고, 관련해서 추진되는 프로젝트 중에 이 실증화된 보유 기술 그리고 특허 내용까지 말씀을 해주시면 고맙겠습니다.
Okay. So the carbon credit market is a very unique market. It can be for an individual to offset your own carbon footprint. It can be for a home. It can be for a business. It can be for a country, government. Everybody needs, if they're going to sign into the Paris Accord, then everybody has to participate. We can't have only half the planet participating. Everyone has to participate. Otherwise, we will not reach the goals that have been set out. So what we do with our energy management platform is that's the starting point. If you can't measure something, you can't manage it. So the first thing we need to do is measure the electricity in real time, what's being actually used, or the energy that's being utilized in the building. And this, we don't want to be looking in the rear view mirror. We want to put the headlights on and look forwards, because we need to predict what energy is going to be used. Once we can do that, then we can look at offsetting what carbon footprint we have. So how much of our energy is being produced by fossil fuel, for example, and how do we reduce that? So what the platform does, it brings together renewable energy and grid energy, and then optimizes the usage between the two. So we get the best, rather than generating electricity and giving it back to the utility, we want to use that energy in the building itself, okay? And then only use the utility energy when we actually need it. So we call it a microgrid, where we're using our own generation, our own energy storage, and the utility just helps. So that we believe that energy sustainability will be achieved that way. Every building will have some form of generation, every building will have some form of energy storage. And that in turn will enable those buildings to start looking at reducing their carbon footprint.
네. 말씀을 들어보니까 기업으로서도 이득이겠지만 그 락빗이 이제 사회 전반에 이렇게 미치는 영향이 클 것이라는 생각이 드는데요. 아까도 말씀하셨지만 그 월마트하고 관련 절간 플랫폼 공급 계약을 이제 체결을 했고 또 다른 기업들에도 지금 체결한 걸로 알고 있는데, 그러면 그런 그 기업들은 이 락빗 플랫폼을 통해서 어느 정도 그 효과, 경제 효과를 누리게 되는지 설명을 해주시겠어요?
So in the United States and for many other countries around the world, energy or electricity is charged in two ways. One is the kilowatt hours that we use, so that's the energy we actually use. And secondly is when we use it. So we have something called demand times, okay? What the platform does is we attack those demand times first. So we try and reduce the demand in the building at the peak times.
Yes.
And then we can also use energy storage to supplement that demand period. So what we do is we bring everything together in the building. So the air conditioning, the lighting, the energy usage, the energy generation, all into one platform. And we've been working with the California Energy Commission this is where the Walmart project came in, with the California Energy Commission to reduce energy in big box stores. So big supermarkets, big grocery stores. And the target to reduce that energy is 22%. We've managed to, the first measurement, we're with all the technologies that have been put into the building, that includes DC lighting and some and new air conditioning, we've reduced energy by 28%. So that's a good start. We think there are more savings to be had, but we need more time for the platform to learn and for the platform to create more efficiency within the building.
앞서 그 설명 뭐 있으셨지만, 그러니까 락빛 외에도 에코밸류 코인 그리고 에너지 포스 이렇게 이제 그 창립을 하셔서 그러니까 계열사들로 가지고 있는데 이 회사들이 이렇게 시너지를 이제 뭐 내서 그런 그 전기세 절감 효과가 있는 것 같은데 구체적으로 그런 회사들이 어떻게 지금 시너지를 내고 있는지 자세히 좀 설명을 해주시죠.
So each company has a different, if you like, different aspects. Energy Force is more of a solutions company, so it brings everything together. Lockbit is the software that actually creates the efficiencies, and Eco Value Coin is what we're going to use to tokenize the carbon credits and to be able to. So when we bring that all together into one solution, then we have a very powerful product for businesses, for governments, for even for an individual in a home. We could be using that type of technology. And if we can tokenize the carbon credits and start to trade carbon credits globally, at the moment carbon credits are traded through intermediaries, and a lot of it is a voluntary, or most of it is voluntary. So what we want to do is actually make it a viable platform that enables the total energy solution. So monitor energy usage, measure it, reduce that usage, and then encompass that with renewable energy to reduce our dependence on fossil fuel production, and then create the carbon credits to actually move those carbon credits around the globe and to provide them as an offset to companies that need them. There is a real focus on smart city, smart building, and reducing energy in real time, and it aligns with all our goals. So that's what's very important. To get to carbon neutral, it's the other 80% that have the challenges. So we are over the next 3 to 6 months, we are launching the platform here in Asia, which will include Japan, will include Korea, and other countries too. So what we're
기후변화 대응 측면에서도 그렇고 또 최근에 성장하고 있는 가상화폐 산업 관련해서 저희 시청자들도 관심들이 많으실 텐데, 그러면 지금 이 블록체인을 통한 토큰화, 이 일반인 이제 참여도 가능하다고 그러셨는데, 그러면 언제 상장을 하는지, 거래가 언제부터 이루어지는지 이것도 좀 궁금해지는데요.
Blockchain and digital currency has been a very hot topic for the last 4 or 5 years. So it gives us some significant benefits if we can tokenize carbon credits, as well as tokenizing energy. That would be that's an option also. We have already launched the coin on some small exchanges, but our goal is to, we have to back the coin with an asset, and the assets need to be the carbon credits. Cryptocurrencies that don't have an asset behind them have become very volatile, and it's a trading market, okay? So by having an asset behind the cryptocurrency, then we actually have a true value. So this isn't going to be a coin that is here today and gone tomorrow. It's going to be a coin that gradually grows and becomes stable. And then we will launch it on other markets throughout, like in the United States, Coinbase, for example, will be a target for the EVC coin, Echo Valley coin.
전 세계 기업들이 이제 ESG와 같은 기후와 환경 어젠다를 이제 내세우고 있고, 한국의 기업들도 실제로 관심이 급증하고 있고 많이 적용을 해가고 있습니다. 실제로 한국에 오셔서 이렇게 보고 느끼신 소감은 어떠신가요?
So the Korean companies are very into technology and how technology can help them achieve their sustainability goals. Whereas in the United States, it's a little bit different. It's more about cost and how much money can be saved. I think in Korea we have there is a much more it's more focused on sustainability rather than reducing cost. Whereas in the United States we tend to focus on reducing our costs and using the platform to reduce those costs. So I mentioned earlier the demand of the energy, how we can reduce that demand. That reduces the bill significantly for the building owner. Whereas I think in Korea and elsewhere in Europe also, there's more of an alignment to reduce the carbon footprint and to actually reduce energy usage. And I think that's the major difference. And I think in Korea here, there is a real focus on smart city, smart building, and reducing energy in real time, and it aligns with all our goals. So that's what's very important.
한국은 2050 탄소 중립 목표를 법제화한 전 세계 14번째 국가가 됐습니다. 최근에 국회에서 이 법이 통과되면서 2030 그 하한선이 기존 26.3%에서 35%로 크게 오르면서 한국의 기업들이 불만을 나타내고 있습니다. 이게 실현 가능한 목표라고 생각하는지, 기업들은 어떻게 대응해야 되는지 한 말씀 부탁드립니다.
Yeah, I think the Korean government has set out some very aggressive, which is good. How can we help? So what we're trying to do is help that goal. Okay, so but we can only provide the tools. The companies have to, and we provide the tool to be able to help manage it and help bring everything together. But the companies have to buy into it. There is an investment involved to meet those goals, and I think that any negativity towards those goals is normally based on the investment that is going to be required to achieve those goals. So how can governments, not only in Korea, but how can governments around the world assist in that? And the way they assist in that is by providing subsidies, tax incentives to move us forward to those sustainability goals that in line with the Paris Accord and in line with what all the governments are saying they need to do. We only have 21, as I said earlier, we only have 21% of the world's companies, the largest companies, have actually signed up to get to carbon neutral. It's the other 80% that have the challenges. Big companies have the money to purchase the carbon credits, have the money to invest in sustainability, but the smaller companies don't have that. So the governments and need to help and provide incentives for them to do that.
이번에 그 방한하셔서 방문한 한국 기업이나 기관들은 어떤 것이고, 또 우리 회장님께서는 만족할 만한 그 성과를 얻으셨는지 궁금합니다.
Yeah, sure. So my team here have already met with the Korean power company, and we also I'm meeting today with Bakjeon Power, which is another company here, who works in the power business. So at the moment, we want to launch the platform in Asia to help companies not only reduce their carbon footprint, but reduce their energy usage. And so we are over the next 3 to 6 months, we are launching the platform here in Asia, which will include Japan, will include Korea, and other countries too. So what we're just meeting with companies at the moment, most of them know of us because we were here 2 years ago. Most of those companies are also working with us in the United States. So we're just solidifying those relationships, and we're going to bring the platform here to South Korea in the foreseeable future.
네. 최근에 이렇게 급증하고 있는 기상 이변들을 보면 지구촌의 공동 노력이 얼마나 절실한지 이렇게 느낄 수가 있는데요. 우리 게리 마틴 회장님의 락빛 그룹은 상당히 그런 점에서 의미 있는 일을 하시고 있는 것 같고, 우리 한국과 한국 기업과 이렇게 좋은 협력이 앞으로도 계속됐으면 하는 바람이고요. 끝으로 한국과 저희 매일경제 TV 시청자들에게 한 말씀 해주시면 고맙겠습니다.
Yeah, we're very excited for the opportunity to work with Korean companies, not only to work with Korean companies here in Korea, but also help Korean companies elsewhere in the world, in the United States and in Europe as well, particularly on energy management. The products that companies like Samsung and LG can provide are very important to measure and manage energy usage and to measure and manage environment within a building. It's critical that you have the right devices to measure, so we can bring the data into the platform. So we're really excited about working with those companies. I think in the next 5 years, you'll see a significant change in everyone's attitude to climate change. I don't think we are going through a process now where we're starting to understand it more. I think 10 years ago it was, and when you go back further than that to Kaito here, the agreements there, it was not something that everybody understood. I think people are understanding it more now, and we're thinking about our children and our grandchildren and the future of the planet. So we're here to help, and we want to give companies the tools to be able to help them combat and reduce their energy usage, and then we're going to enable the carbon footprint or the reduction in carbon footprint through Eco Value Coin, and so we're very excited to be part of that whole process.
네, 오늘 이렇게 나와주셔서 감사드리고 다음 한국 방문 때 또 이렇게 뵐 수 있었으면 좋겠습니다. 감사합니다. 네, 지금까지 미국 에너지 플랫폼 기업 락빛 그룹의 게리 마틴 회장을 만나봤습니다. 이슈앤피플 여기서 마치겠습니다. 감사합니다.